It's the one and only Just Cat. Hey, welcome to another episode of Pedrick Just Cat Gather. What's your story? I have another special guest here with me tonight. I'm letting him introduce himself. What's your name?
My name's Kirklyn Johnson.
Kirklyn Johnson. Look, I don't know why you say Kirklyn Johnson. It's Minister Kirklyn Johnson.
Yeah, man, titles don't matter to me.
Yeah, I might have to put a title with that, man. Kirklyn, man, I've been trying to get you on the show, and to be quite honest with you, man, I was kind of afraid to ask you because you have a very unique story. But as I say, but God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People don't really know your story.
Yes, sir.
You was born with autism.
Yes, sir.
Have a twin brother.
Yes, sir.
People counted you out. They really did.
Yeah, man.
I can remember when your dad was saying, told the doctor that don't expect a miracle.
Do what he said.
Wow. And look at you now.
Man, it's a blessing, man.
So Kirklyn, man, I'm gonna get to it. Let's dive off into this thing,
do it,
man.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
You know, looking back over your life, and when the doctor told your dad don't expect a miracle, to see where you're at right now. Looking back, man, how you describe that, man?
I mean, it just always puts me in a space of gratefulness every single day, and also, it really just honestly makes me grateful every day. And not just only grateful, it just made me grateful for like the small things, like being able to have a relationship with Jesus Christ and being able to just talk to him. And I know that may not mean much to anybody else, but to me, everything that I do is such a blessing. You know, when the Bible talks about how, like, whatsoever you do, eat or drink, do it all for the glory of God. That's my desire, and that's what I try to do every single day that I live. I try to do everything to represent the kingdom of God and represent his name, because I know if it hadn't been for him, I would not be the person that I am today. So it just makes me grateful every day, and I just, don't take nothing for granted. Nothing for granted.
And a lot of people, you graduate from Houston High School.
Yeah.
Hilltop.
Yes, sir.
My two oldest graduate from Houston, and the baby girl is about to graduate from Houston this time next year.
That's right.
And you went on to graduate from high school.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about your first college experience, because you went to Northeast, right?
Yes,
Northeast
sir.
Community
Yes,
College.
sir. Yes, sir.
So tell me about that experience there, man. How was it, man?
Man, I'm gonna be real with you.
Oh God,
I'll tell you this. I ain't gonna go too deep. I ain't gonna go too deep in it. But I mean, honestly, it felt like a fresh start, because I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of my classmates, they was going to ICC. There was nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, because I mean, anybody that's going to college or doing something after high school in general, that's a blessing in itself. But I know with me, I've always desired to be different. I've always desired to not do what anybody else does. So, with me, just like, I even visited ICC one time, and I'm gonna be real with you. When I saw, but at the same time, it didn't feel like, it just didn't feel like, I could like thrive there like I wanted to. I might have been able to like thrive in it, but not as much as God has been able to allow me to thrive at Northeast. Because like when I went to Northeast, it was just such a blessing. I made a whole lot of new friends, man.
I know you did.
Man. And I felt safe there too, because, I felt safe to be myself, and, all the teachers and all the people that I was around, it was amazing. And that experience from like all the band experience, whenever I'd be like, everybody say Tiger. Now in the beginning, everybody might've been like, bro, who is this dude? What is he doing? Yeah. But as time went on, I felt like they got to love me and know me and just fall in love with not even just me, because if just me is like just a person that's, a shell, but fell more in love with the God in me. Let's say that, because I was always willing to pray for them, always willing to make sure that they was well, and, show Christ-like love, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And, I wanted to do that. And I was so blessed to spend the first 2 years there in Northeast, because it was just an amazing experience overall.
Wow. You talk about the love of God.
Yes, sir.
I don't think people know this. You a PK.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
For those who don't know what PK is, preacher kid.
That's right.
And Bishop Stan Johnson.
Yes, sir.
I have learned a lot from Bishop. And I know you have too. Growing up, man, let's go back to high school. Even starting your elementary days, man, you knew you was different.
Yeah, yeah.
You knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So what kept you motivated through, just a little snippet of your preschool all the way up through high school? What kept you motivated, man? With your dad being a preacher and everything.
Yeah.
And then here's the crazy part about all that, man. Not crazy, but people always seem to look down on preacher kids.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they expect the worst out of y'all.
Yes, yes. I
And
know that.
I never understood that.
Mm-hmm.
And well, some preacher kids are.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Yeah.
And I'll say about that. And I want to get rid of the stigmatism right now. Not every PK is wilding out. Not every PK is doing anything and everything. There are some PKs that are living for Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I try to live for Jesus Christ. My brother, my sister, they try to live for Jesus Christ every single day. And I feel like what helped was my parents didn't put the church over our home. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They didn't put that,
Yeah.
they didn't, allow the church to be their first home because they understood that their ministry was the home that they was raising us in. So they made sure, and Dad talks to me all about this. He told me that he's seen preachers unfortunately put the church over their kids. So because of that, the kids stray away and do their own thing and, just wild out and, try to quote unquote make time for the stuff that they miss because all of their time was just in church. But Dad and Mom just made sure that they had an equal balance. That, whenever there was a new movie that came out, we would watch it. Whenever there was a wrestling game, not even like a wrestling game, like a wrestling event that was there, we went there and they just made sure we had that equal balance. So by the time we got on our own, we had that balance. So we didn't feel like we needed to go out and just do anything and everything because we done seen the world and we done seen all the fun in the world. So why should we try to go after things that's sinful when we done already had that balance, that fair balance, that's godly, but didn't put anything over the church?
It seemed like your dad. With that being said, your parents spent a lot of time with y'all.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I like the balance. And I'm not a preacher, and I don't know what it is to be a preacher, but I am a man of God and a man of faith. And so in finding just working and finding that work life and, working in, I can't even imagine working and had a ministry and trying to have a family too, man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Kudos to your parents, man. Kudos to them.
Yes,
Hats
sir.
off to them. They
Love
did a phenomenal job. I want to go back to that question. What kept you motivated through, like I said, your preschool all the way up to high school? What kept you motivated? Because, kids are mean.
They are.
Kids are mean.
Yes.
That's facts.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna sit here and try to sugarcoat because I was a mean kid and I also got picked on too. But when I got picked on, I always try to turn around on somebody else.
Right.
And that always wasn't the case. But anyway, man, with all that being said, what kept you motivated through all this, man?
I felt like what kept me motivated, I felt like I just had such a love for Jesus that I wasn't going to let anybody deteriorate me from that or try to steer me away from that. Even when I was bullied a lot because of my love for God and because of, my willingness to be with him. And I feel like the people that I was with up in my academic life, they knew that, so they would try to take advantage of that. Whenever they would like do something to me, they'd be like, "Well, the Bible say you supposed to forgive me. You supposed to love your enemy, bless them that curse." It was crazy because I'll tell you, the devil knows the word too.
He does.
For example, Matthew 4, when it talks about how the devil tempted Jesus, and he even used a little bit of the word. So I understood that. But like I said, I never allowed myself to just leave God because of people. Because if you allow people to deteriorate you and steer you away from God, you never was really rooted in God anyway. Because if you're rooted in God, it doesn't matter what comes your way. you know where you stand. And when you know where you stand in God, you know that greater is he that's within you than he that is within the world. So that's what really just kept me. And I will say, not everybody in that school was mean to me. There were people that stood up for me whenever I was getting bullied. I know like guys like Josh Spiker, man. Josh, if you watching this, what's up, bro? Josh Spiker, one of my cousins named Elijah, man. I know them two guys, they stood up for me and they was really good friends for me. And I thank God for them daily, as well as all of the people and all the teachers that stood up for me, as well as my brother and even my sister too, as we all three came up and just tried to live this Christian thing out, even with opposition coming our way.
Gotcha. So Kirklyn, let me ask you this. So when you was at Northeast, did you win Mr. Northeast?
I did. That was the most crazy. I'll tell you this. I remember like driving down, because I ain't had no homework. And I think this was my sophomore year. I was in a space where I didn't have to do as much homework as I did my freshman year.
Gotcha. So
I was driving and just getting something to eat. And as I was driving back to Hines Hall, that's the band hall in Northeast, as I was driving back to the band hall, somebody inboxed me and told me that I won. So like what I did was I got out the car, had a little brain break, and I was just like so elated because it was such a blessing to just be considered. And it showed me that whenever you showcase Jesus, God will allow you to be showcased too. It was just amazing. And it showed that I didn't have to change. And, I don't know who's watching this, but hey, just be you. Like, you ain't got to be like anybody else. Just be what God has called you to be. And God will elevate you in the level that he placed you in. And so, it was just like a blessing and just, I don't know. It was like, a lot of people was happy for me when I got Mr. Northeast.
That's major, man. A lot of people go to that school. And to even be considered, then get along to win it. I call it the Kirkland effect.
No, it's the God effect, man. I gotta say that.
Okay,
I gotta say that
within the Kirkland effect. I'll give you that. It was God. It was God, but God allowed that to happen. So, man, that's major, man.
Yes, sir, man.
And when they say, "Well, Mr. Northeast," I was like, "This dude is big deal."
Hey, man,
I knew this.
It's the God of the glory, man.
Man, that is awesome, man.
And I think my parents, I don't think they really, I believe they knew that I was gonna do well in college. But shoot, even me, I didn't know how much of an amazing experience and how many doors God would give to me while I was in college, those 4 years. It was just, it's mind blowing. It's really just like an Ephesians 3:20 type blessing. That's now unto him that's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all, and he really did just that while I was in Northeast and even as I was in Mississippi State.
Fast forward, I'm about to ask you about Mississippi State. Yes, sir. So graduated from Northeast.
Yes, sir.
What is your major? A lot of people.
Music education. So I just got my bachelor's from Mississippi State. Go Dogs. So I got my bachelor's in music education, so that allows me to teach choir.
Gotcha. So I had the opportunity to come down there and watch you put on a showcase, as I call it. Go through that experience, man, because you wrote your own song.
Oh, man. That is one of my favorite moments that I'll forever just cherish.
So yeah, what was that? What was that called? I can't even remember what.
So amazingly and symbolically, really, it's called I Believe the Report of the Lord. And, that was just really a callback moment to my story. And it was like a coming back around moment from being nonverbal, being told not to expect a miracle, my family being told not to expect a miracle, to just being able to conduct and write about my story and just conduct it to the choir that I was in, the Mississippi State Singers. And all of them was amazing. And they premiered it so, so well.
Well, we was there.
Yes, sir.
It went a dry out in that building.
Man, I'm honored, man.
When I say it was, and boy, I had to catch myself.
You good.
That was a moment, man, because you've been nonverbal. And look at you now. Not only talking, bro, you can sing.
Wow.
And bro, you beat them drums. Oh my God. Look at God, man.
Yeah, man. I owe him everything, man. That's
You know,
all.
Kirk, let me tell you this, man. And thinking about you, man, three things come to mind to me. You know, three words: persistent. I feel like persistent is if you persistent, you get what you want.
Yes, sir.
If you consistent, you'll be able to keep it.
Yes, sir. That's right.
One more thing: you grateful,
Always.
and when you grateful, more will come.
Yes, sir.
Those are three things that came to mind when I think about you. Just listen to your story, and we not even we ain't even scratched the surface yet. To be honest with you,
Wow.
and man, you just, bro. Let me get back to the script, man.
You
Get
good,
back to the
man. You
question,
good.
man.
You
Because
good, man.
man, that's major, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Graduate from Houston High School,
Yes, sir, man.
nonverbal.
Wow. Man.
Northeast.
Yes, sir,
Not
man.
only did you graduate from Northeast, you was Mr. Northeast. Now you just graduated from Mississippi State. Not only did you graduate from Mississippi State, did you sing the national anthem?
Man, yes, sir. Oh my Lord, that was.
Wow.
And look, can I tell you about that experience too? Like, whenever I sung the national anthem, it was just like I felt like every bit of the journey that I went through, it was just worth it. And you know, if I felt that, I couldn't imagine how my parents felt, man.
Just facts.
And just being in I was in a dressing room and I was around so many important people. These are deans, like deans of education, deans of agriculture, the dean of education, the dean of agriculture, and so forth. Like all of these important, like the president of student affairs, Regina Hyatt, which God has allowed me and my family to have a good relationship with. Just being around those folk, and I'm just sitting up there like, man, God, wow. Like, out of all the people you could have chose, you decided to choose just a former nonverbal like me to, man, sing and do something that the doctor said I would never be able to do. Yeah, man, that just makes me just so grateful, man. And you know, I just like, hey, God gets the glory, man. And this is like amazing. I can't explain it.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So you music major, right?
Yes, sir.
Is a strong possibility that you might go back and teach at the school that you once attended, the high school?
Well, I'll say this. I mean, you know, there's a lot that we're working on in terms of that, but I feel like I'm just want to be led by God, you know, wherever He takes me.
I just look at it. If you do get the opportunity, please take it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because kids need to see, hey, I come from Houston, Mississippi. I was nonverbal.
Yes, sir.
They need to see you walking those off, teaching, singing, talking, being you. Let's go toppers. You being you. They need to see that. If you get the opportunity, you know, like I said, I know you're working out some details, whatever the case might be. God is going to lead you in the way you need to go. So that's no doubt in my mind about that. Because look at you now.
And yeah, yes, sir.
Look at you now. Wow, man. So as a minister, a lot of folks don't know you're a minister.
Yes, sir.
And man, been led by God. So, man, how has being a minister, man, just trying to do what's right in life, what life experience to have you that's been guided through you, man, that you can share with others, man? Just being, like I said, being a PK kid, being a minister, being nonverbal at one time. What advice you can give somebody right now, man?
I'll say the advice I'll give to somebody that may be watching is, first and foremost, always believe God. It doesn't matter what you been through. It doesn't matter what past you may have, or like even confusions about your future. Like, always believe what God says about you, because I know there are like so many things in life that can steer you and try to say anything that's outside of what God said about you. But staying in that word, you know, that's been really important with me. as far as like being in ministry and just staying in their word, meditating on God's word, and having it in your spirit. That way, whenever life comes and whenever you're in those confusing times where you don't know what to do, you have a God that knows all things and you have a God that can lead you and guide you every step up the way. So my advice to you overall, if I could ever give any advice right now, if this was my last time ever giving advice, stay with the Lord. Find the Lord first of all if you haven't. I mean, because hey, if you ain't got Jesus, you have nothing. You know, Philippians 3 talks about how, Paul had these many great things that he did. Like he was circumcised at a young age. He did many great things in ministry. But he goes on to say in Philippians 3 that like, if I have Jesus, I'm nothing. And, and I consider, matter of fact, he went on to say, I consider everything that I accomplished done if I don't have Jesus, period. So just find the Lord, stick with him, and he'll always lead you and guide you to where you need to be because his will is greater than your wants.
I like that.
Yes, sir.
What role, now, this is the part I always like asking.
Yes, sir.
Who's been your biggest inspiration? Who's been that person to make you who you are today? What role your parents and House of Mercy played in who you are today, man?
Yes, sir. So you asking like the people that was impacts.
Well, let me rephrase the question.
Go ahead.
Who's been your biggest inspiration?
My biggest inspiration.
Yeah. Who played the biggest role to make Minister Kirklyn who he is today?
Wow. I mean, I gotta say Jesus too, even in that, because I know without him I'm nothing. Now I know a couple of other people that was major inspirations to me and that really helped. And let's say this, people that really helped my family while we was going through the diagnosis. The first person that I gotta thank is Miss Foster. Miss Foster was such an amazing part. And, she tells me the story about, she told me the story about how she picked me up one time. And after she picked me up, I threw up on her. And thank God it was her, because I feel like, especially in this generation now, if it was any other teacher, they probably would just threw me out the window. But I mean, hey, but yeah.
Bro, they would have threw you out the window.
they probably would have, but I mean, you never know. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, the world is that.
Yeah.
Right.
But either way, I thank God for her. Miss Kim Sellers, whenever me and my brother was in inclusion classes, she was very integral in our success. Miss McMullen, she died a few years ago, but like she was our kindergarten teacher, and she was just such an amazing person. And I thank God for her. Miss Kristen Good, like her being just that amazing teacher with Miss Sellers really helped me and my brother. And two other people that keep me going. My twin brother Kirk, man, the way that he just like not just pushes me musically, but he also pushes me as like a brother in general. Like we're in a space now to where we can treat each other as brothers, because I know
like
transparently, when we was younger, I used to like be very protective of him a lot, because, I know that I can handle a lot of things that people were doing to people. With my brother, he could take it a little bit more personally. So with me being, not even the big brother, but like feeling like I had a responsibility to protect him, I just wanted to just bear his wounds a little bit and help him out. But yeah, we in a space now to where I mess with him, he mess with me. And it's such a blessing.
Oh, boss.
Yeah, that's right. And we call him boss man. So yeah, if you see him, just call him boss, and he'll like respond to you perfectly. And like, can't forget about LaSarah, man.
Oh yeah.
Such a strong person. Like she had like 2 back surgeries. Like it's rough to like recover from 1 back surgery. But that girl had 2 back surgeries, and like she has allowed herself to thrive in that situation. Like she wrote a whole devotional. Get it, by the way, if you haven't. Wrote a whole devotional, and like her love for God is such an amazing thing to see. Like she inspires me as much as like, she says I inspire her. And, those are really some of the people. I can't forget about my parents. They played a huge, huge role in, me being who I am today. So yeah, it's just a blessing.
Hey, I was about to ask, I was like, man, you gonna include my boy Bishop?
Yeah, I can't forget about them. I can't forget about them. Hey, best for last, right? Best for last. Yes, sir.
I'm like, bro,
Best for last.
No, man.
They might be watching right now and be like, yo,
like,
hey, what about us? You know, we fed you. Yeah, pray for you when you couldn't speak.
Hey, I was listening. I was like, all right. So are we gonna talk about
that? Yeah, it's a lot, but they know who they are, and I'm
do.
grateful.
They do. They really do. I can speak for them, and then when I mean speak for them, I've been knowing you guys for a long, long time.
Yes, sir.
I knew your story, but I didn't know your story.
Yes,
if
sir.
that made any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But just to see where you started from and where you at now in life.
Yes, sir.
Just period, man. Even with the church, House of Mercy, man.
Yeah.
Thriving, man. Just God be the glory.
Yes,
there,
sir, man.
And for you guys to endure so much, but y'all never wavered.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. Y'all need to change y'all last name to High and Mighty. I'm just saying.
God, come on, man.
I'm sorry, man.
Hi, buddy.
High and mighty, man, because y'all know the word, y'all live by the word,
Yes,
y'all follow
Yes,
the
sir.
word. If anybody want to know the Johnson story, like, bro, people don't we haven't even scratched it. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if only people knew, the full journey, man.
Yeah, and we're gonna die a little bit more, but at the end of the day, man, God be the glory, man.
Yes, sir, man. Always, man.
I'm serious.
Yes, sir.
So don't ever take that lightly. And I know you don't, but man, y'all my idols, man. Like for real.
Man, we honored to hear that.
For real.
Man.
Like serious.
I'm honored.
I know I ain't supposed to idolize nobody, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. I'll get you. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And talking about your brother, man, your twin.
Mm-hmm.
How has he helped you through this journey? Because, like I said, he's still at Mississippi State. He'll be graduating next year.
2 years.
2 years.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
So how has he helped you through all this, man?
Man, like his silent strength. I'll say that. Like Kirk is not a person that he don't talk a lot. And
not like you.
Nah. You know me. Yeah, I'll speak to your mama, auntie, cousins, and so forth. Like Kurt, if he don't fool with you, like he's not gonna like really just talk to you. But his silent strength and just the way that he helps me at times. Because the way that his mind works is his world, and he don't care who's in it, and he don't care who steps out of it. Because at the end of the day, he Kirk Johnson. He ain't gonna be bothered about what people do, because at the end of the day, Kurt is gonna be Kurt, and he's gonna be the amazing musician and amazing person that he is. And as much as God has allowed me to be universally loved, because of him, of course, God has allowed my brother to be universally loved. I feel like folk would like run somebody over for Kurt, for real. I mean, hey, if you know Kirk Johnson, you know that man don't do nothing to nobody. And like I felt like if somebody did something to him, the whole world would just break loose. I'm not lying. But like I said, the way that he has helped me is just, not really just take things to heart. And, just take things, he really has a childlike faith. I'll say that too. Because he got a childlike faith for real. Because whatever Kirk says to the Lord, I remember Kirk saying to God, like, Lord, I want to be a college student too. Yeah, man. And like, it was like, he was happy for me, and he was just excited for what God was doing in my life. But at the same time, I mean, he wanted that too. So it's like, he gave it to the Lord, prayed to God about it. And I'll never forget the day we went to my Northeast Choir teacher's dad's event that he was hosting. And one of the people that was in that room was the person that was over access. So the program that he needed to be in, the program that Kurt needed to be in, the man that was over it was already in the room. And we told our story. And after we told our story, we talked to him. And it was like that Sunday he was in. And God answered the prayer that he had in his heart, because, you know, I've always felt that God's crazy about Kirk. He's crazy about the rest of, you know, me and my family too.
Mm-hmm.
And God honored that request. And, you know, he just had every request he has gave to God. Like, he never worries. He never worries. Like, Kirk
I wish I
is
had that.
nah. Kirk is like Pop's persona. Like, Kirk is Pop's personified for real.
Really?
Yes. Like, you know, as much as Dad never worries, Kirk never worries. There was a tornado that was going on one time. He was asleep.
Wow.
Full blown sleep. So, like, there's no worry in his mind. He just knows that he loves the Lord and God's going to take care of him. And, you know, he lives by that.
So how are you going to balance teaching,
Okay.
ministry?
Whew, okay.
Hey, your personal life.
Yeah.
You do have a personal life. You got a special friend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Lord.
Oh, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Man. So dude, that's a lot.
Yes, sir.
You know, how?
Yeah, man. I just gotta really have the Lord now. That's all I gotta say. Gotta really cleave on to him. And
Gotcha.
one thing that, you know, I gotta get over: procrastination.
Gotcha.
Pray for me, y'all. Procrastination and all of that. You know, just, you know, I feel like once I get in that space, though, I'm gonna be cool, though.
Gotcha.
You know, just get in the groove and just do things early. Do things early. My mom stresses about me, like, do things early so that you don't have to do things late. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And, you know, just like balance that, as well as, you know, my sweet girlfriend. Oh, yeah. Met at the mall one time. Nah, never mind. This ain't about, hey, baby, you watching? I love you now.
So hold on, since you talk about your girl.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. We're gonna throw this. And this ain't even on the question, but we're gonna throw it out there. Right. So you met at the mall.
I did.
Did you approach her or she approached you?
Oh, I approached her.
Yes, sir. Did you hit that Stan Johnson?
Oh yeah, you know, I'm Stan Johnson. I'm Stan Johnson incarnate. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah.
So how long y'all been dating now, man?
So it's been about 5 months now.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll just say, like, she's such a blessing to me in more ways. I don't think she understands. Man, like, I could talk about it all day, but like the way that she just loves me and the way that, you know, she loves me to my core, and I know that, you know, she got my back, and I know I got her back.
That's awesome.
And the timing that we met was just amazing overall, because that was one of my, God's timing, man, because yes, sir, because that was one of my biggest requests towards God. I was like, Lord, let me have somebody that's saved, first of all, and then just, you know, I know that I can be safe to love. Gotcha. And she has been that and more, man. And God has exceeded that prayer request through her. And, you know, I'm grateful. Baby, I love you. Wherever you are, if you're listening, I love you, baby.
I love it. You know, talking about God, you have a strong faith in God, man. And I know that's all feet stem back to your parents. Them trusting in God. When they said, hey, don't expect a miracle.
Yes, sir.
Seeing your parents go through what they've been through and to see you now, man, how would you lead someone to Christ right now? What message will you give them right now and say, hey, if you don't believe in God, what message would you give them?
Man, I would just tell them, man, give Jesus a try. Yes, the world has so many things to offer, and I understand that. People may think that being saved may cost you so much. In other words, it may cost you so many things that you may feel like it's overwhelming. It's such a insane change to make, and such a, like, I feel like a lot of people sometimes, some people be afraid to give their life to Jesus because they feel like it's a whole 360 change instantaneously.
Gotcha.
But God changes in stages. Like, God starts with your heart, first of all. And then after he deals with your heart, he deals with your desires. Because all God needs to do is get into your heart. And after God gets into your heart, then God will deal with the desires. And, you know, That's why whenever you get close to the Lord, the Bible also says, delight yourself in the Lord and he shall give you the desires of your heart. That don't mean ask God for anything and everything and expect God to just honor that request, especially if it's something that's outside of God's will. But whenever you're delighting yourself in the Lord, whenever you're in constant communication, closeness to God, and having such a love for God, God will change that desire because your heart is already chasing him anyway and what he wants. So if I could tell anybody that's listening that's not saved, that, just wondering if Jesus is worth it, let me tell you, he's so worth it. Like, Jesus has so much worth to the point where he is the only person that can die and people can still be saved through that. Like, his death is the only way that people can receive their birth, their spiritual birth. So giving Jesus a try and just letting him come into your heart and come into your mind and spirit and just giving him a try, you would just be so surprised at how much God can change you and develop you and grow you. And you'll find it much better and so much greater than what you've originally desired outside of Jesus, man. So, I mean, yeah, just give him a try and just allow him to come into your heart, and he'll never fail you and he'll never leave your side. And being with him is so much greater in the end.
Wow. Mm-hmm. So I like that. Wow. Well, made me want to try Jesus all over again. I got
not
Jesus.
all over. Not all over again.
Nah, I got Jesus. I got him. He got me. He got me. I got him.
That right. Mm-hmm.
Man, what message would you like to give parents right now that have a nonverbal child?
My advice that I would give to any parent that has a child with autism, nonverbal autism specifically, or any disorder to be exact. I mean, first and foremost, know that it's not too late. Not all hope is lost. Because if you go by what statistics say, your mind would just have doubt and have worries that your child won't be able to function in a way that you desire them to function, or let alone function in a level that they need to function. But first and foremost, you need to know that it's not all hope is lost. Just because they have a disorder, it don't take away from their future. It does not take away from their future. And then the second thing I would just suggest is, like, focus on what they're good at. Focus on what they're good at and then invest in that. Because one thing that my parents did really well was, even though we couldn't talk, we could always sing. That's why my mama remixed gospel songs, and ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. And she would just like have gospel songs and remix them and change it to those lyrics with the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs. And that what made us be who we are today. So wow. Invest in that gift and invest in what your child is doing. There's something that your nonverbal child is good at. I don't care if it's as little as running. Invest in that. Go invest in some track. You'll be very surprised at how much of a turnaround that it will be for your child in general. Continue to love them. Continue to be patient with them too, because I understand it can be frustrating. I understand it can come with its ups and downs, but patience is always the way. Be patient with them as God continues to work on you. Because I remember one time Dad was talking to me. Well, he was really like preaching to the church that at our church, by the way, he was preaching at our church that whenever we was nonverbal, there was a service they went to one night, and they brought me and my brother up to get hands laid on. And, in their mind, they like, hey, this is it. They mouth's gonna fly open today. But the preacher that was talking to Dad, you know, she told him that, hey, God got them. God, you know, has their future already secure. God is using this to work on you.
Mm.
God is, and you know, I want to tell you this too. God could be using this experience that you're dealing with to work on something that God is trying to reveal in you and what needs to be worked on in you. I could have only imagined if my parents didn't allow themselves to just allow God to change them first before He changed the situation. Because, man, if they never allowed themselves to be changed before God changed us, we wouldn't be where we are now. So God has to work on our faith before the miracle comes into fruition. So one thing I want to always tell you is that verbally, your child may not be able to express anything, but internally, we are thankful. We're thankful for the kisses. We're thankful for the hugs. We're thankful for just everything that you do for us. Because I mean, it's a hard job. I understand it's a hard job, but we thank you for being the parents that we need and not treating us any differently from any other parent, from any other child too. So it's just a blessing to just have, you know, just parents that believed in us. So my last piece of advice for any parent with any nonverbal child is to always believe in them, because I promise you, in their eyes, they are believing in you.
Wow.
They are always believing in you.
I had one more question for you.
Oh, go ahead, man. Lay it on.
Shoot, I think you just answered. Because
Wow.
I want you to think about the journey that you have been through
Mm-hmm.
and what you're most grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just answered that. You just did.
Mm-hmm.
And Kirklyn, man, I'm proud of you. I'm excited to see what God's got in store for you. Because I say this over and over again, you haven't even scratched the surface yet. You haven't. And I'm no prophet or whatever, but I can see greatness in you. I see it. I see greatness in your parents. I see greatness in the church that your parents started in ministering. I see greatness in the congregation. I see it. That's why I joined. For those that don't know, I go to the House of Mercy.
They're right.
I see it, brother. Thank you. I can't express that enough, man, because I've been through a lot in my little lifetime. And I say little lifetime because God is about to get big.
Yeah.
I know it is.
Yes, sir.
I feel it. Because all the stuff we done been through with my wife, kidney transplant,
Man, yeah.
you know, my dad passing, my mom passing, and just the worldly stuff going on in my world. Some things I'm not even going to share yet.
Yeah.
But people like you, House of Mercy, Bishop Johnson, Lady Shay, just the Johnson spirit. Thank y'all. You have showed me that, hey, no matter where you start, man, don't matter.
Yeah.
And I constantly say this to people all the time. You don't have to be great to get started, but you need to get started to be great.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Brother, you got started. And you great.
Hey, man, God's great, man.
And you great.
God is great.
Telling you, man. So any piece of advice you want to give anybody, any shout out before we wrap this thing up, anything you want to say, man. Man, if you want to call out Elder Rick, my boy, what's up, Rick?
Please.
I see you, Rick.
Please.
Yeah, I see you, Rick.
No, my Lord.
Yeah.
Cut that
I'm sorry.
out.
Okay.
Cut that out.
Okay, my bad.
Cut it out. Literally on the camera.
Cut it out.
And figuratively. Literally and figuratively. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, but anybody. Okay, I'll stop. But I start over. Any advice you want to give anyone right now, man? Just any shout out you want to give anybody you want to shout it out to, man.
I want to shout out you, man. This has been such an honor to do, man. And I thank you that you didn't allow your fears of asking me to come in and do this podcast. I'm honored to do it, man. It's just been such a blessing to just share my story. And I always tell myself, any platform that God gives to me, I'm always going to give it back to Him. And not only that, I also pray that whatever platform that God gives me the opportunity to share my story and share some of the knowledge that God has given me and some of the things that's in my heart, that God blesses it. And man, I want to tell you personally that, man, this podcast hasn't even seen the surface of where it's going, man. I know you've seen a lot, and there's been people that has been watching outside of the country. And, I know that you showed me that before we got this podcast started, but keep going. I want to tell you to keep going, because God is going to bless you. And I know it gets rough, not even just in your podcast life, but even in your personal life at times, with you trying to be the man of the house and try to solve everybody else's problems, man. And I get that, but the Lord told me to tell you, man, everything's going to be well. Everything is going to be well. And people are going to be amazed at where this is going because of your willingness to even love God in general, bro. Yeah. So, yeah, man, keep bringing guests. Keep sharing that light, because the doors is coming, man. You ain't going to have room enough to receive it.
Wow. Okay.
And
I didn't mean for you
You're
to...
good, man.
Yeah, I
You're
didn't
good,
want to get choked up
I just
like
want
that.
to let you know that, man. I want to let you know that.
I personally needed that.
Yeah.
This life hasn't been easy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This give me joy to share people's story. Someone's story is always going to help someone else.
Right.
If we touch one life tonight, God be the glory.
Amen.
I'm not perfect, never claim to be perfect. I'm going to make mistakes, done made mistakes. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just trying to do better every single day of my life. When I'm on my job working, I walk into a clinic or something, I say, hey, what you got going on, kid? Oh, saving lives, making a difference.
Yeah.
And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And people think it's just a saying or whatever, just me being funny. No. I do want to save lives. I do want to make a difference. Thank you for speaking life into me, man.
Yeah, man.
I ain't even...
You
got
good.
the old snotty nose and everything.
You good, man. Hey, bro. It's a spiritual release, man. It's a spiritual release, man.
Oh, I needed that. Like a burden been lifted off my heart.
And I'm grateful, man.
Well, Kirklyn Johnson, Minister Kirklyn Johnson, got to give you that title.
You can call me Kirklyn, man.
Hey,
that's all good.
God gave me that.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna give props when props due.
Yes, sir.
You might not want to be, as the young folks say, glaze over you.
Nah. Do not glaze me, man. Do not glaze me. Do not.
Okay.
Look, y'all ain't putting extra thorns on me. Let me tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. Paul had a thorn because it prevented folks from putting him exalted, having him exalted. So yeah.
Good deal. All right.
Yes.
I Kirklyn. I rephrase that. I Kirklyn. When we get into the house, Minister Kirklyn. Now you, Kirk does. Kirklyn. But man, I appreciate you coming on, man. And for those who watching, man, I hope you've been inspired by his story alone, nonverbal, to being from nonverbal to a high school graduate to a community college graduate, even a Mississippi State graduate, even sung the National Anthem. This man even wrote his own song. Come on, y'all.
Oh, man.
Don't tell me what God can't do. He's a living witness right
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
trust and believe in the process and whatever you do in life. Whatever. Until the next time, it's the one and only. Just cat.
Daddy. Yes,
Well,
sir.
boy, appreciate